Hello students, let us continue the same chapter, climate, and today let us try to understand the climate of our country India better with the help of activity given here, which is in the form of questions. And we will try to attempt these questions with the help of map here below. This is the map of our country, and what method is used to prepare this map? Yes, it is the isopleth method because variables like temperature, rainfall, altitude are shown with the help of isopleth method only. And what kind of isopleth method is what map is an isopleth method? It is a distributional map, and we studied about this in the previous class in class 9 chapter number 1. I hope you remember this. So let us take a look at the map. So these are the red color, these are the lines, although they are curvy, but they extend from one end of the place to the other end of the place. They cannot be, they cannot break anywhere in between. So they extend from one end to the other end only directly. And these are the intervals. So these intervals indicate rainfall in millimeters. That here we see it is ranging from 500 millimeters to 4000 millimeters. And this is the red line which is indicating temperature, and this is the arrow which indicates the monsoon winds. So let us take a look at the first question. Here's the first question: which region gets more than 4000 millimeters of rainfall? So 4000 is this interval is shown in dark blue color, okay, navy blue we can call it as. So here I see here in this part of the peninsula. Which part of the peninsula is this? The western part. So what is it over here? There are Western Ghats. So you can write down parts of Western Ghats. And then where else do I see it? Here in parts of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, not complete states, okay, in parts of these two states. In which two states? In states of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. And then you can write down Meghalaya. When you write down Meghalaya, that time please mention these two names, Mawsynram and Cherrapunji. These are the wettest lands on the earth, so please mention their names. So we have written parts of Western Ghats, parts of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam, Meghalaya. In bracket you will write down Mawsynram, Cherrapunji. Fine. Now the next question: identify the regions with maximum and minimum temperatures. So maximum and minimum temperatures, for that we will have to take a look at these contour red colored lines. So here it is 20 in Kashmir, 23, and then let us see where is 20, 23 here, the same temperature here. And now here I see in the peninsula, in the central part of the country, it is increasing as we are going towards the south. So 26, 26, 26, 29, 26, 26, 29 and 29, 26. So we can see that it is increasing in the, we see the maximum temperature in the central part of the country, then in the northwest part of the country. Fine. The central, the northwest and the central part of the peninsula also we can write down. Fine. And then how can we forget the islands? The Lakshadweep Islands, they are the part of our country. So what temperature is mentioned here? 29. And what is it here? And in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is 29 again here. So again let me tell you the answer. In central part of peninsula, in the southern part of peninsula, western northwest part of India, and the Andaman and and the islands. We don't have to mention the names, so we can write down and the islands. So these are the regions which show maximum temperature in the country. Now the minimum temperature. So the minimum temperature is seen in the north and northeast regions, and some hilly regions towards the in the peninsula towards the south. We can see 20, 23, 23, 23. Fine. So the answer for minimum temperature is north, northeast and hilly regions in the south of our country. That's it. Now the next question. In which direction is the temperature increasing? So the temperature is increasing towards the south and towards the northwest. Fine. Then the next question. Identify the direction of the winds shown. What are they known as? So arrows. These are the arrows and they indicate the monsoon winds. So where do we see the monsoon winds? Here. This is one arrow. This is one arrow. So actually these arrows originate in this Indian Ocean. Fine. And when they blow from south and towards the west. So they blow from southwest and they are called as monsoon winds. This is the answer. Which winds are responsible for the rainfall in India? Obviously, the southwest monsoon winds. This is the answer. Some part of Rajasthan is under desert. What could be the reason for it? So the answer, let me just tell you verbally. Don't worry, children. I'll write down the answers and send you the images or image of these answers to you. But let us try to understand this better. Okay. So the question was, some parts of Rajasthan is under the desert. So what could be the reason? So these are the southwest monsoon winds. So what happens, children? They enter India over here. Okay, from the western part of the peninsula. They try to enter the country through the western part of the peninsula. Now as they try to enter India over here, they are obstructed by what? By the Western Ghats. So what happens? These are heavily laden monsoon winds. Heavily laden with what? With moisture. And they drop down the rain here, leaving this part of the country a little dry. So very scanty or less rainfalls over here in this part, because maximum rainfall has happened here because of the Western Ghats, isn't it? Now what happens? Now these winds become light in weight because there is less moisture left in them. So they travel, they enter, isn't it? They enter, they rise up high, and this is how they are able to cross the Western Ghats and come finally they can come into the country. After they cross the Western Ghats and enter the country, now they are light in weight. They travel towards the north, towards the southeast, towards the northeast, isn't it? Now since we are talking about Rajasthan, where is the since we are talking about Rajasthan, so when these winds come over here, okay, these winds are actually in this direction, or they will be either in this direction. Fine. So let's say, for example, the winds are blowing in this direction. Then what will happen? Here are the Aravalli ranges. Fine. Aravalli ranges. How big are they? They stretch from Gujarat till Punjab, Haryana. Okay. But the majority or the major part of this Aravalli ranges lie in Rajasthan. So what do? The winds are blowing like this. Okay. But they cannot travel, or they cannot go to this part of the country. Okay. So what happens? And they do not even obstruct the winds. Okay. The winds pass like this. They pass away this way. They travel in vertical manner. They try to go towards the north. But are there any obstructions? There is no vegetation, means there are no trees. There are no mountains which can obstruct these winds. Okay, so they travel directly towards the northern part of the country. So as a result of what? These winds, whatever little moisture they have, they contain in them, they still do not actually, they do not empty, or they do not pour even that little moisture over here. And as a result, this place, especially the place which is to the west of the Aravalli ranges, is dry. Fine. And this is the result why there is so much of desert. I mean, this part of the region is under the desert. I hope you have understood the answer, and if not, please do write to me on WhatsApp group. Now the next question is, draw the mean parallel of latitude passing through India which affects its climate. So which latitude passes through India, and that is a very important latitude. So let me tell you, it is the Tropic of Cancer, which passes through the middle of the country, from this part of Gujarat like this till here. So please refer figure 2.1. You will have to turn back the pages to refer to this map. In which part of peninsular region are semi-arid climatic conditions found, and why? Semi-arid, let me tell you children, it means partly dry and partly wet. So the part of peninsular India which has semi-arid climatic conditions are central part of peninsula consisting of central Maharashtra. Okay, central Maharashtra. As I said, this is the leeward region, the rain shadow region. Leeward region means what? The rain shadow region. So it is the central part of Maharashtra, then eastern part of Karnataka. Eastern part Karnataka is here below Maharashtra. So the eastern part of Karnataka, because the western part has already received a lot of rain here. This is the rain shadow region. So the eastern part of Karnataka. Then Andhra Pradesh is here. Andhra Pradesh. So the western part of Andhra Pradesh, and also the western part of Tamil Nadu. The western part of Tamil Nadu. These regions lie in the leeward side of the western and eastern Ghats. That means the rain shadow region, which receives less rainfall. Okay, and that is why these regions are semi-arid regions. Fine. So I hope you have understood the climate of our country. If not, please do write to me with any. If you have any difficulties, please do write to me on WhatsApp group. I shall be more than happy to help you. See you in the next session. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.